It's not often that we find a business with ecology and social stewardship not just a part of the company culture, but as a central part to the business. Well, that's the case with this family business, and it's all about the coffee.
You can feel how hot that is.
Yeah, I feel it.
The coffee's in the roaster about 20 minutes.
The Rogers Family Company is a hands-on business, and it's in the hands of 2 generations of the Rogers family of Northern California. John Rogers and wife Barbara started the company. In the early years, the 4 Rogers kids worked too. As they grew up, the business grew as well. At first, it was all about the quality of the coffee, but what they learned in the field took things in a new direction.
We decided we had to be different than everybody else. To be different than everybody else, we fully need the cooperation of the farmer. So he's got to win if we're going to win.
When John's son Pete went to Central America in the mid-1980s, he learned that the farmer was not winning.
Nobody really cared about the farmer and what they brought to the table, or the quality or the consistency of the product.
So they formed partnerships with the farmers, and the first step was to update antiquated farming methods.
The first part is to make sure there's biodiversity on the farm. You know, you want coffee trees, about 48 shade trees of middle canopy, and a high canopy of maybe 12 to 15.
They also got the farmers to stop using toxic weed killers, and they brought in worms to eat the coffee bean hulls that were being discarded and contaminating nearby streams.
We started using California redworms to compost.
Pete's sister Lisa is a company vice president.
And we started with a small bag, and I think in our little compost mill that we have in Panama, we have 10 football field size bins full of California redworms.
And once we got one farmer to be successful, all the other ones kind of looked over the fence. Hey, what's he doing? I want to do that.
So suddenly, it wasn't just the newly picked coffee beans that were green, so was the whole coffee growing process. Not only did the soil improve, so did the flavor of the beans.
We'd see better results in increased yields as well as quality of coffee too. You'd see more brightness, you'd see more sweet, more talkatones, more sharpness to the cup.
Even the local wildlife appreciated the change.
You'd walk around and hear birds, and you'd see monkeys, and you'd see animal life, whereas before you probably wouldn't have seen that.
The health of the earth had been restored just because it was organic farming.
But it was more than the farming methods that needed improvement. Pete experienced firsthand the way the farmers and families were living.
You'd see dirt floors, you'd see mud, water, wastewater dribbling through, very unhygienic pots, pans, people not washing their hands. Bathrooms didn't exist, so they would go behind a bush or a hole in the ground.
So it started as going down to buy coffee, but he came back with an idea to start helping the people who pick the coffee and grow the coffee and live on the farm.
You'd have to be awfully hard-hearted not to do something about that. If you see it, we see it, and we decided that we would do something about it.
So the Rogers Family Community Aid Program was born, and they began to build housing.
Well, now you'll have a small room with a place to put your clothes and to stay. A whole family can stay in that room. Tiled floors, mattresses on your beds, and then outside, they're going to have a cooking area. It has to be outside of the house.
That's so the family isn't breathing smoke and damaging their lungs. The Rogers family also saw a need to improve the education of the children.
When we talked to the people at the school levels, we found that they're like, we really need pencils and papers. We need a front door. We need chairs for the kids to sit in, and most importantly, we need food.
So the community aid program was expanded. They began improving and building schools.
We may not have constructed all 50 schools, but we've improved them, adopted them, taken care of them, and we put supplies in, we put books, pens, paper, as well as improved the facilities, bathrooms, school, classrooms, computers.
But they had to get creative to keep the boys from working with their parents in the fields.
Baseball's big in Panama, so we said, okay, for the boys, you go to school, you get a uniform, a bat, a glove, cleats, the whole 9 yards for your baseball team.
And we said, if you don't go to school, you have to give back your athletic equipment. And this one school, there were 9 kids in it. Suddenly there were 36 kids in it. I mean, it's just hugely successful.
It's all just kind of, as you see a problem, solving it. That's all it is.
At home, the company is environmentally conscientious as well, installing solar panels to power the plant, and creating sustainable products, like the 97% biodegradable 1-cup coffee servings.
So the ring is made of corn, the top is paper potato, the filter paper and the coffee in it, so you can take that out and compost it, and it'll break down.
Recently, the Rogers Family Company decided to do an energy audit and examine its own carbon footprint.
We took the electrical footprint, the gas footprint, added it all up. We took all of the forests that we maintain and all the coffee that we maintain, and we're actually carbon negative. So we are one of the rare companies that can actually claim that.
Partnering with farmers on 4 continents, improving housing, education and healthcare, renewable power, and sustainable packaging, the Rogers kids have come a long way from bagging beans and sweeping floors.
I mean, I may have started it, but the credit needs to go to customers. I mean, without a good customer, you don't have a product that you can sell. All the people who buy the product, you know, support what we do.
It's really rewarding to see it.
So you don't have to travel to a foreign country to make a difference. Supporting sustainability, fair trade, and conservation can be as easy as, well, having your morning coffee.